everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bonnie with By Bonnie Jewelry, where I talk about all things diamonds. Okay, so today's episode is gonna be different. We're not gonna be talking about diamond specific. We're actually gonna tell you how to plan the perfect proposal. I feel like this is a topic that, I basically talk to all my clients that are sitting with me. As soon as I hand them the ring, I'm like, okay, how are you gonna do it? What's the plan?
About there.
It does get a little stressful. The word is stressful. I feel like every time it's like, oh, I don't know. Should I do this? Should I complicate it? Should I keep it simple, private? All these questions that you might have. So today we're going to break it down step by step on how to do it perfectly. Step number one, before you plan anything, are you both ready for marriage? I know this is totally, not part of like an actual proposal planning, but think about if both parties are ready to get married.
I now pronounce you two people who might realize they've made an unfortunate mistake in about 3 years.
Because I feel like sometimes I would get inquiries or DMs where it's just one partner, designing their dream ring, but the other partner's it's totally not ready.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
And we're just like, when is it happening? And so I feel like having a conversation, an open conversation. Hey, do you not do you want to marry me, but like just the basic question. Are you looking to have a long-term relationship? Are you looking to have children? Those type of things I feel like should be talked about openly. Marriage is way beyond just, like holding hands. There's so many things once you get married, like, financial planning. Like, do you get along? Do you get along with the in-laws? Like, can you not kill each other inside a cabin for 7 days and you're not leaving?
I hate your face.
My face?
I hate your face.
Oh, you hate my face?
It's just your face. I hate it.
I think that would be a really good trick or a test to find out. Step number 2, ask his or her parents for their blessing.
Just very nervous. The point is, I'm in love with your daughter and would like to marry her. Please.
It's optional, but it is important. It's respectful to ask. I'll give you my personal story. I think we did it kind of backwards. I think he had already proposed to me, and then we were like, oh, we forgot to ask for permission. And then, because I've been so independent my whole life, so it's like, I'm gonna get married, whether you like it or not. So I feel like it's really up to you if you want to ask for permission, but I do feel like it is a respectful thing to ask parents for permission. Step number 3, pick the perfect ring, okay? And I say this, of course, in every single one of my videos. It's really important to, I would say, involve your partner, okay? I mean, these days it's really, like, there are so many options. Moissanite, lab grown, natural, there's just infinite options for engagement ring. And some people don't even want a gemstone. They don't even want an engagement ring. They might just want to go straight for a wedding band. I've done all that. So involving your partner in the ring shopping process is extremely important. Number one, it validates your first point.
I'd say more like 1 out of a million.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
So if the other person is involved, that gives you confidence. If you're gonna pay so much money to put in a piece of ring, you wanna know that the other person is committed, right? So involving the other partner for a ring, if you don't know how to get started on looking at rings, what budget is set, what rings to get, binge watch my channel. I have rings in all shapes and different styles that I talk about, the craftsmanship and center stone. But in general, if you want it to be a complete surprise, maybe go for classic round. That's definitely something that you can't really go wrong, unless there's somebody like me that's very opinionated that wants things a certain way. Then yeah, involve them, get the ring finger size, ask sister, mother, anybody in the family to help you out with that. I also have a different video that teaches you how to find finger size. Make sure you watch that video. Consider the 4 C's, the settings, metal, the budget. All of those are going to be important. But I feel like getting the basic idea of style would be important. Then, you know, if you don't have a budget, I know I get emails, people are like, oh, I don't have a budget. Everybody has a budget, okay? Like whether it's, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million, everybody has a limit. So setting that up is going to be really important, because if you ask any jeweler, hey, I want a ring, they're going to want to ask you. It's like walking to a car dealership, be like, excuse me, I want a car. Okay, sir or ma'am, what kind of car do you want? They're going to ask you, you want an SUV, you want a sedan, you want, you know, 4 seats, 6 seats. All those is very similar to ring shopping, okay? That would be really important. I talked about finger size already. Plan ahead. Oh my God, I can't stress this more. Everyone's like, you know, emailing me a week before Christmas. I want a ring tomorrow. I want to propose. Plan ahead. Right now, it's like, you know, if you order furniture, they're telling me the wait is like 9 months for, you know, bed frame or couch or whatever is not in stock. With the shortage that we have right now, with the situation the world is going through, definitely plan ahead. I would say minimum 10 to 12 weeks ahead, anything you do, just so that if you're going to go through a custom design process, you know, picking a stone, picking a ring, all of that takes time, and then making it and finishing it and making sure that there's no other further touches to go. 10 to 12 weeks minimum, write it down. Keep the ring secure before proposal, meaning like don't get the ring and then start like showing it to, I mean, there's a funny commercial, I think James Allen does it, like you're gonna show it to your mom, your grandma, your brother. Yes, show it to everyone, but inside the box. Don't get your greasy, dirty finger on the diamond, because you want that moment to be sparkly. Item number 4, or step 4, pick a date. Okay, and that is really important, because if you're gonna book any type of photographers, you're gonna book any type of venue, anyone or invite any friends to come over after for a surprise party, nobody's gonna be able to answer you unless you give a firm date and a time. So make sure you give a date. That's really important. And try to make sure that the date doesn't fall on any type of like random dates of like something sad, or just think of like what other events could have been happening at that time. Another tip is, you know, for those of you who are planning the proposal on like a special occasion, either a birthday or anniversary, if you want it to be a complete mind-blowing surprise, maybe avoid those dates. But if you're like, oh no, she knows it's coming, like I want it to be on that special date, then choose that. But I think those are optional. You know your partner the best, what he or she might like. Consider if they want it private, or more like, oh, I want 1,000 roses on the bed of the ocean. I think personality of your partner is really important to consider. Some people literally don't want like a flashy proposal. They really want to be intimate, just the two of you. But I do think that having possibly a surprise family or close friends waiting at a separate location to celebrate that moment, because the moment you get engaged, the first thing that you want to do is, well, nowadays people either show it on social media or just be with your loved ones and like show off your ring, like, oh, I got engaged. It's a happy moment and you really want to share that. It's definitely something to consider. Another bonus tip is nail appointment. This is like so detail oriented, but nobody really wants to get engaged and show off her ring with like not so perfect nails, or at least not me. So plan for her to get her nails done, or have a family or a friend help you. Say like, oh yeah, why don't we go get our nails done together? That way at the date, whether or not she's gonna be dressed up or not, at least her nails would be nice with the ring. And also, if you're planning to document this proposal, which is important in my opinion, because there is like literally one time only, where you're gonna propose, book the photographer or videographer in advance. Plan out where you're gonna be, what time of day, how light is gonna, you know, reflect on your face. If you do it pitch black dark, you know, some lighting is gonna have to be involved for the picture to come out right? So plan all of these things ahead. If you're gonna do a destination proposal, contact the local photographers. Those photographers, I feel like if they've done 100 proposals, they would know, like if you're going to Hawaii, they would know which corner of which cliff or beach or what time of day would look best for proposal. Reach out to them, get price quotes, get timeline, get their availability, ask them for a perfect spot, so that will kind of stress you less. Step number 5, pick the location carefully. Okay, and the reason why I say this is because you need to make sure, if you're gonna do it indoor or outdoor, what is the lighting gonna be, okay? Like if it's daylight, that's perfect, if it's well lit or not. One of my clients' car, he told me that he was going to Vegas and he was gonna propose in like a lantern, like in the desert. And I was like, oh, okay, it's a lantern festival, so there's no light except for the lantern. So I was like, okay, so when he proposes, then there's gonna be, you can't see the ring, there's no light. So I told him to buy an LED ring box off of Amazon, so that when he opens the box, there's gonna be a light shining bright,
shine bright like a diamond
on the diamond. And of course, after he proposed, he thanked me. Buddy, the box was a hit. I was like, oh, what about the ring? Oh, the ring was a hit, but the box was also really a hit. So make sure that if it's, wherever you are, the environment is lit. Make a reservation if you're gonna do it at a restaurant or any type of event place. Date and time. If you don't have those, you cannot book anything. Also, double check the weather and the time of the day. So if it's going to be raining, if it's going to be windy, if you're going to climb on top of a mountain, is it going to be blowing wind where all our hair is going to be all over our face? Consider that. And also accessibility. So like if you're going to have friends and family to hide, okay, if it's an open space with nowhere to hide, like you got to make sure that they're, how everything's going to play out. Those details matter. Think about all these things, like how people are going to get there, what type of transportation they're going to use, how many people are going to be there. All these are details to consider. And lastly, on the outdoor side, make sure it's clear of public foot traffic. Does that make sense? Like if you're going to be in the middle of the streets of New York, hustle bustle, that there's going to be a million people around, and if you're going to take pictures, there's going to be a million strangers in your photo. Think about how you want a photo to look like. There are actually services out there that are like, I don't know what it's called, like Instagram proposal setup. I don't know, someone told me about it, where they actually come and do like an Instagram perfect backdrop for you, where they have all the signs that says marry me and the roses and everything. So I think there are actually services out there that people provide depending on the city that you're in. So if you're a guy that's like, okay, I don't have time to plan all this, I just want to show up, here's the ring, look into services like that could help you. Step number 6, practice what you're gonna say to your significant other before you actually get on the knee, okay? I'm not saying to write like a 50-page essay wedding vow. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna marry someone, what you're gonna say is gonna be from your heart. Like you're gonna put something simple together, practice it, look at the mirror. I know it's kind of awkward, but it's important. Keep it simple. Don't elaborate too much, because you're gonna be on the knee. You've been kneeling for an hour. So practice what you're gonna say a little bit ahead. That will help you smooth out the entire proposal. Last but not least, the big moment, okay? The time when everything is like, okay, photographer ready, everything's perfect. Don't overcomplicate the planning, okay? Everything that I listed above, I will tell you the perfect proposal should look something like a decent location, well lit, whatever situation it is, and don't plan like a circus behind you, because I think that would be really hard to pull off, because that you would get really stressed out on like how many things to execute. But of course, if you're an elaborate type of person, you can do all the planning. But I think try to keep it a little simpler. Avoid proposing in the water where your ring is gonna fall into the water, or anywhere where you're gonna be in the snow or the sand where your ring, you could get nervous, drop it and not find it. But when the moment comes where you're gonna actually get on the knee, take a deep breath and do everything slow. And then when I say slow, I really mean slow. Because if you're going to document this and you're going to just like marry me, like awkward, nobody's going to be able to capture like all those moments. So if you're going to slowly get on the knee, slowly pull out the ring, slowly take a deep breath and get the box open, keep your position for a few minutes so whoever is documenting this can take so many good photos of you. Of course, share the big news. And the one thing is consider where you're gonna put the ring box. Oh my God, this is like the biggest thing, because ring box generally is like, you know, this big, and it's like you don't want it to be sticking, because guys don't wear purses or a purse, or you might be wearing a backpack, whatever, but like the moment where you're gonna surprise, like where you're gonna put the box, right? So there are flatter boxes that you can buy on the internet that can help you, you know, plan for that. But keep that in mind. And if you are traveling, do not put this ring in your suitcase that's being transported, like in the back of the plane, because what if your luggage get lost? You know, definitely put it close to you in your jacket, or but until the big surprise come, leave it in the box. Do not put it in something where it could bend the ring in you know, your bag of things, you know. Keep it a hard surface on the outside to protect the ring. I think I've covered most of everything to plan a perfect proposal. The biggest thing is take a deep breath, you love each other, and enjoy the moment, because it's very short. Once you plan all that, it's like remembering, yes. And that's it. Enjoy the moment. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you share it. Follow me on social media, bybonniejewelry on Facebook and Instagram. I show you lots of good diamonds and teach you lots of things. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.